Hi, I'm Keith from Pocket Puppy School, and this is the shocking truth behind the Tom Davis e-collar. If you've been on the internet for a long amount of time, you might have seen people use one of these. This is an e-collar, and dog trainers use them to train dogs, and internet celebrities use them to shock their friends.
Food, e-collar, long line.
Which of the following dogs has received extensive training through the use of the e-collar?
So using this will give you a lot more control.
Can I decide who gets the remote?
No. Oh, do it! Wait, did I do it? Oh!
This one is the Toktra 280C Tom Davis e-collar, and we've been testing it for a good amount of time. And if you're in the market for an e-collar, or you are a Tom Davis fan, here is our guide and review of the e-collar. Toktra is an American dog equipment company that was started in 1985. They make shocking collars, e-collars, GPS collars, and fence collars. Tom Davis is an American dog trainer who has done a lot of dog training and has uploaded a lot of his content onto YouTube, for example.
So in a perfect world, you guys are going to want to be introducing this with not a lot going on. Maybe a room where there's nothing in there. You got your treats, you got your e-collar, you got your long line, but dog training isn't perfect. We're never going to be in a perfect scenario. I'm training him in his driveway with not a lot going on first thing in the morning. Benny, come. Yes, good boy. Good come. Sit. Yes, good. Good man. Break.
We're gonna link a couple of his videos in the description down below. So, Tom Davis and Toktra came together one day and they made this. They made the Toktra 280C Tom Davis edition, which is an upgrade to the normal Toktra 280C. This version is the No Bad Dogs version that is sporting the elastic collar and the No Bad Dogs motto. The No Bad Dogs motto is what Tom Davis likes to say to everyone, because his goal is for every dog owner to live the best possible life with their dog. But wait, how is that possible if he is promoting an e-collar? Doesn't this shock dogs? What's going on? Let me explain. Barking shock collars, for example, work automatically every time that your dog barks. Woof. They are pretty cruel and I don't really recommend anyone using them. But e-collars, however, are the complete opposite. Believe it or not, e-collars are actually tools for rewarding. E-collars don't have any automatic features inside them, and as you can see, my dog is free to bark as much as she wants. The best way how I can explain how e-collars work is by comparing it to my mom. So let's say that my mom made dinner or a cake, and my mom wants me to come and eat it. So my mom opens the door, calls me, I'm somewhere in the garden having fun. I don't hear her. My mom's a little bit annoyed, but she remembers. I have my phone with me. She's like, okay, I'm gonna call my son. She calls, I see the phone call, I don't pick up. Too much fun, who wants to go inside? What do moms do? They call again, and again, and again, until finally you have that moment of, fine, I'll pick up. So I pick up the phone, I go back inside, and I have my cake. Everyone's happy. The e-collar works the same way. First, you call your dog, then immediately you start vibrating the collar like your mom would when she would call you. Then your dog's gonna have that moment of, I guess I'll come, because the vibrating doesn't stop until your dog arrives at you. Once your dog arrives at you, don't press the button anymore and immediately reward your dog with lots of treats. Then the vibrating is the signal that if the dog comes, the annoying part ends and lots of treats come out, just like with the cake. This isn't so much punishment training as it is annoyance training. So your dog's going to be a little bit annoyed, but as soon as your dog listens, everything's good, everything's chill. And secondly, if you treat your dog as soon as your dog listens, your dog's gonna learn that the vibrating only means treats. If I would get paid every time my mom calls me, I would want her to call me more. I would pick up immediately. But that only works with dogs, sadly. But vibrating is only one of two options that you have with e-collars. You see these two posts here? These are the posts that go against the skin and they can deliver a small electric charge into the skin. Now before we start explaining how it works, let's first get over the fear of electricity. So this is a little test that I like to do with people to get over the fear of electricity. So what I would like you to do is give me your hand and I'm going to place this on your skin. So hold this down so that the metal posts contact your skin. I'm just going to press the button at some point. I already turned it on. Did you feel anything?
No.
Even if I turn it on, it's not shocking you. It's not really hurting you, right?
Yeah.
Good. So the point of this little test is for you to tell me when you start feeling something. It's not going to hurt you, but at some point when I increase the levels, you are going to feel something. So just tell me stop when you feel something. Great. So I'll start clicking on it. I'm not going to tell you the level. You just tell me when you start feeling something.
Feeling something.
Feeling something, okay. Is it bad? Is it painful?
No, it's like a little like uncomfortable tickling.
Tingling, little tingle.
Yes.
Something like that, great. You said that you started feeling something at level 9. So what do you think that we use with dogs?
Maybe the same like level 9 or 10.
Well, actually with dogs, we like to start with level 4, 5, 6. So these are the levels that we like to use with dogs. Does it feel painful?
No, I don't feel anything.
Great. Overall, you want to use a really low level of stimulation that you can control, and if your dog doesn't listen, you can go up. That's the benefit of using the electric version over the vibrating version. The vibrating version is a little strong, so your dog might get surprised by it, but personally for my dog, vibrating works well. I don't even have to use the electric version.
I actually felt the vibration a lot more. I thought it was a lot stronger. So I think the vibrating part might be a little more surprising than the electricity part because this is like a lot stronger. But the electricity part, it's like a little bit smoother.
Yeah. If you've just ordered one, here is how you can set it up. First, you want to turn on the device by holding the remote and pressing the blue button. Your remote will turn on, but the collar will still be off. You have to connect the two red dots for the collar to turn on. Then when you press the pager, your collar should vibrate. If you're planning to use the electric version, first hold down the boost button until the green light starts flashing. Then turn the knob until you reach a level of, let's say, 5. Then press the boost button again to set the level. The boost button is there to suddenly add some levels. So for example, if you are on level 6 and your dog doesn't listen, if you press the boost button, it will add whatever level you set it at to your levels. Then you might be on level 6, your dog doesn't listen, you press the boost button, which was at level 5, 6 plus 5, you will give your dog a level 11 stimulation. Now one important thing to remember is that e-collars can't teach dogs new tricks. They can only enforce tricks that dogs already know. So when you're starting, you have to start at home and you have to do tricks that your dog knows really well. Otherwise, it won't work. So start at home and use lots of treats. Put it on and give lots of treats. Your dog shouldn't be scared of it, your dog shouldn't be hurt, your dog shouldn't be surprised. When you first start, do a command such as sit and immediately start vibrating or using the electric version at a level of 4 or 5. It's good if your dog is a little bit confused, but not so much that they can't do the trick. And as soon as your dog sits, for example, stop with the vibrating and bring out lots of treats. Give your dog a second and then do it again. Your dog should understand that the collar is a little bit annoying, but it doesn't really hurt, doesn't really do anything big. Then you will start training your dog to understand the e-collar. And once you are ready, only then can you start going outside and start using it, for example, near other dogs, near dog parks. But at first, you really have to spend a lot of time practicing at home. It might be really tempting to put this on and immediately run outside, but if your dog doesn't really understand this, there's no point in even trying. Your dog's still gonna run off and you're gonna have a bad time. Benton! You have to train this with lots and lots of treats and at home. And now that we've seen the e-collar in action, let's come back to this device itself. Let's talk about all of the pluses and minuses of the Dogtra 280C Tom Davies edition, starting with the good things. The best thing about this e-collar, I would say, is the fact that this isn't a senseless money grab. Now it does cost $240, which is a lot for normal dog owners, but if you are invested into the dog training hemisphere, I think that it's an okay price. There are many small positive things about this thing. The bungee rope collar, for example, makes it very comfortable for you to put it on your dog. It has a boost function. It has good stimulation levels. It has a stimulation lock feature on the newer models, for example. There's a lot of small things to enjoy about this device. But the best thing, in my opinion, is the no bad dogs message. I really like the thought of this being there to help dogs, not to hurt them, because it is a fact that some people might take this e-collar and they might shock their dogs. But similarly to how they might shock their dogs, they might just take a regular leash and they might just strangle a dog. They might take a knife and kill someone or make a nice succulent meal. Every owner will decide on how to use it, and I hope that you will use it responsibly. But anyway, because Tom Davies or Dogtra don't sponsor me, let's also talk about some of the negative aspects of this device, starting with the vibration. So for some e-collars, you can control the level of vibration. With this, you can't. So it might be a little bit too strong for some dogs. Secondly, there isn't any light or sound functionality here. You can only vibrate it and you can only use the electric version. I know that some people want to train their dogs, for example, to react to a beep, which is an even softer stimulation than vibrating. But you can't do it here. The third small thing that I can complain about are these things, the bungee ropes. So even though it's really simple for me to put it on my dog, it's kind of obvious that they just kind of dangle there and slap my dog in the face. So I can't really say that the bungee cords are really that perfect. Another bad thing about this e-collar is the fact that you can't really use it long term. You can't leave it on your dog for the whole day. Why? Because these posts don't come off. With some e-collars you can remove the posts and that makes it much more comfortable, but with this there's some screws hidden behind them. So you really can only put it on before you let your dog be free, and you have to take it off immediately after you leave the dog park, for example. And finally, as we've already covered, it is clear that you have to know a thing or two about dog training for this to work. Now this isn't really a problem with this e-collar, but it's a problem with e-collars of any sort. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't want to put in the effort of training your dog to like this and respond to it, you're not gonna get any results. You really need to know how this works and what you have to do for it to work. But if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to put in the time and the money, I think that this is a pretty good device. I know that my husky really likes it, and I really like it because it gives me the opportunity to give my dog a lot more freedom when I normally couldn't. So overall, here are all of the pluses and minuses that I could think of. Let me know what you think. By the way, I just saw that they just dropped a Tom Davis E-Color 2.0. As you can see, no one has reviewed it yet. Would you like me to review it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.